Starting over after 40 can be very tricky. It can be scary. A lot of times you wonder, you cross 40, you're facing 50, at this big age. Is it really okay to start over? You're running out of time. You've passed your youth. So I believe it is okay to start over. So my name is Giselle. I'm 46 and I started over. I'm in the midst of my journey. I started over and I have a long way to go, but I've come a long way. And in really sitting down and thinking about what I did, I came up with some points for those of you who are, whether the video meets you at 50, 40, or 46 like me. I really sat down and thought about some points that I can give in the journey of starting over. So here goes. So firstly, admitting that I was not in a good place. So for a solution to come, you first have to admit that you're not in a good place. So I had to admit that my life wasn't where I wanted to be. So I had to really sit down with myself and think about what I wanted and how my life looked now, and really decide that this is not the life that I wanted for me. The next thing I had to do was let go of the beliefs that got me to the stage that I was at that time. So you may not be misaligned like me. So I was out of purpose, but you may have experienced loss, a divorce, loss of your home, loss of a relationship, something significant may have taken place. Or you may have been good with your life, but you realize that there's something that needs to be changed. But you still need to get in that place and let go. So you need to let go of false beliefs, narratives, lies you told yourself, lies you told to people, identities you took on that really isn't you, the opinions of people, letting go of that. You may have some anger, some bitterness within you. So you really need to start sitting within yourself. It's a lot of sitting with yourself. Sit with yourself and really think about your life and what you have taken on that you need to let go of. And I did this really, one, by meditating, by doing affirmations. I also, every time my church door, so I'm a believer, of course. So every time the church door opened, I was basically there. I was from Bible study, Saturday morning prayer, Sunday morning service. I was present, but not just present. I really took in the teachings to really help me through that process. It was really a great help in directing me through that process of letting go of false narratives of myself and of the life that I've lived thus far. So one of the things that really stuck in my head was having the mind of Christ. So that was really my goal in that time, letting go and having the mind of Christ. That was the main thing I really grabbed a hold of. The thing I had to do was embrace me. So you have to embrace you. I had to once again sit with myself and really relearn what it meant to be me. Like, who am I? Like, God, who did you create me to be when you thought of me? I had to think of the things that I said I liked. Do I really like them, or did I like them to fit into this group? Do I really like them, or did I like them because people said I should like them? So really experiencing different things and trying to figure out who am I and what do I like. I had to realign with the things that I previously said no to and let go a lot of things that I previously said yes to. So I did these things by meditating, praying, listening to mindset audios and affirmations. So I did these things daily. And that's how I really discovered. It's really a discovering process. So that's how I discovered me. I had to be consistent with the steps to change. Everything did not and will not change immediately. So I myself had to be consistent and persistent in pursuing that change. There were days that I fell off and I had to get back on. So we often think that change, when we decide to do something, change should happen immediately within a week. I should be my newest and best self, and that is not true. So you really have to stick to it to continue to do the things that will lead you to the change that you want. So when all the mindsets, all the habits, all structures or ways of thinking come back, you have to, let go of it, disassociate yourself from it, and say, like, no, that's not me. This is not what I want to do. This is what I want to do. And you do those things that will lead you to change. So that's what I did. So the next thing I had to do was set goals. In understanding and learning who I was, I had to really set new goals for myself. I'm always somebody that sets goals, write out how I'm going to do this. So I had to now set goals with the new me in mind. So I did 90-day resets, I did 21 days, I did certain things, or certain structures that I would usually do. I now started doing them, but with my new self in mind, the new goals, the new me as I was learning myself again. I set new structures. Sometimes the structures had to change after a while. So, I would do something and then it wouldn't really align with what I want to do. And so I had to change it up a little bit. So I started doing consistent videos in line with what I wanted to do, doing 90-day resets. So I'm in the midst of a 90-day reset. I'm now building out a YouTube channel. So different things that now align with who I am. Be patient. So I had to be patient with myself. I had to be patient. I wanted the changes that I was making to stick. You see, I've started over before. This is not the first time. And this time I decided that the race is not for the swift, but to those that endure. And so I know it sounds similar to being consistent, but you really have to be patient in the consistency. It was a lot of messy instances or a lot of messy situations. So, when you're doing construction, the place will get messier before it gets to what you want it to be. So it was kind of like that. And you have to be patient in that messiness, knowing that what you're seeing now, what you're going through, it's leading up to what it is you want. And I had to be patient in that. A lot of times during that time, I had to really look at myself in the mirror and say, Giselle, I love you. You are with it. You are with going through this process. So really being patient with you and the process is really a key point. The final thing I had to do was level up. I said before that this is not the first time that I've started over. When I entered my 40s, I did feel that stirring within, and I did actually start over. I started making those changes. I started doing the things, getting myself together, etc. But at some time during that, there was a point that I had to level up. And what I did was, instead of looking within myself, I looked outward. So I started looking to things, to people, trying to connect to them to get that thing that I was missing, that feeling that, something needed to change. I needed something instead of looking within. And that was really a huge mistake. Leveling up really involves looking within even more. So, really going deeper and really pressing harder and further. And this is what I'm in the process of doing now. So, that first time, I really made a great error, and I looked out, and I really ended up doing things that I never thought I would do. Now I was in places that I never imagined myself in. And this time around, in the leveling up, I said yes to it, but I really took the time to look within. And in leveling up, there would be instances where when you say yes to it, everything would seem like chaos. Not the messy I spoke about that, in that growth, but everything may seem like it's against you. When I said that day, when I said yes, I need to move up, I need to do more, I need to become more, it seemed like within a week, I started being attacked from every which way. Things started coming to me, and I really had to decide that yes, I am sticking to my yes. And I really used the things that were coming to me as fuel to, go further. So probably you may have lost your job, or you may have decided you want to buy a new home and you lost your job. Outside forces coming against you to really, you know, put a spoke in your wheel, if that's the phrase. And that's basically what started happening. But the yes that you said still needs to be the yes that you keep. Yeah. So that leveling up process for me is what I'm in the midst of now. And if you're in the midst of that, you're probably experiencing a lot of things coming at you, but it's okay to keep your yes this time. If you haven't started your journey as yet, it is time. So maybe you don't have to do an entire overhaul like me, but you decided somewhere along the line to settle. And it's settling is not your cup of tea. It's not for you. In Second Kings, when I was preparing this, the scripture that came to me was Second Kings, where the four lepers were outside the city gates, and Samaria, I think it was, in they were starving basically, and they decided that they have to do something. So one of them said, should we stay here and starve, or go back into the city and starve, go into the enemy's camp and see what it has? And they decided to go into the enemy's camp, and going into the camp, the Lord did a miracle for them. And maybe you don't have to do an overhaul, as I said, like me, but maybe you decided to settle at a place that you shouldn't be in. And what will it take for you to decide to get up and go further than you thought you could go, or go further than you decided you should even go? There may be a miracle waiting for you to make the change that you need to make. Don't forget to like and share the video with someone that you think may need it. This channel is called Giselle Jones Inside Out. I shared my inside with you, so I hope it helps.